Hold on, guys. Right now, I want to talk about inside the Ben Simmons and Brooklyn Nets saga. Shout out Shams Charania, and basically everything I will be saying came from the Shams Charania article of The Athletic. I know there's a lot of people who aren't subscribed there. If you are, guys, we'll just be talking about what was in that article, and let's get right into it. And guys, the Brooklyn Nets season ended very, very badly with a sweep at the hands of the Boston Celtics. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Ben Simmons, all were part of this roster. You wondered if James Harden was on this team, would have they won that series? But now, with James Harden gone, who was traded for, obviously Ben Simmons. So let's talk about this. With the Nets on Monday night facing an elimination game against the Boston Celtics, we're expecting Ben Simmons to have his season debut, with sources saying he had informed team officials that he was zeroing in on returning that game. But then he informed those same team officials on Sunday that his back felt sore. And that left everyone like, why? Because his inability to step on the floor. And those events triggered frustration and disheartenment among throughout the organization, and not only amongst the staff in the front office, but amongst his teammates and the roster. And there was a meeting on Sunday between Rich Paul, his agent, and the team officials in Brooklyn. And according to that, supposedly there is still a mental roadblock that dates back, obviously, to last postseason, and they believe that is creating stress, which could serve as a trigger point to his back issues. And he added that he does want to play basketball, and he does want to play for the Brooklyn Nets, and he's trying to work on solutions in regard to his well-being. While the Nets have informed Ben Simmons that the franchise is going to do whatever, and I guess there isn't anything else I could add to that, to help him and support him, provide him with all the resources possible for him to succeed and be the best possible version of himself. And he's 25 years old. He has the entire offseason. He's already had an entire season and another offseason to work through this. So you'll have a whole another offseason to work on this. And they need to communicate and continue to work for it. And it seems like they have good communications. They still owe him 3 years and $114 million whenever he feels ready to play. And they got him on February 10th on the trade deadline. This is a guy who's a two-time All-Defensive Player, a one-time All-NBA, team member who is an amazing playmaker, defensive, one of, if not the best defensive all-around player in the league, rebounder, and he's perfect between Durant and Irving, and, it gives the people optimism for next year. So this entire saga is unprecedented to the NBA, because he skipped training camp. He informed his teammates, coaches, and executives he wasn't mentally ready to play and needed time to get ready and did not want to play. And then in a news conference, he hoped to return before the March 10th game in Philadelphia. It didn't happen. Then on March 18th, didn't happen. Then he had to get an epidural injection for a herniated disc in his back. Okay, and then Simmons had an MRI revealing that he had a back injury, and then he went from 1-on-0 all the way to 4-on-4, and he was doing everything needed, and he had been described as basically pain-free for all of the month. And he had conducted 2 full-court scrimmages last week on Monday and Wednesday, and there was low intensity displayed, but throughout the rehab, both Durant and Irving publicly played down their expectations for Simmons' return, and they said their goal was to get him healthy. And then on Saturday, he had another workout, and he had no issues. And on Sunday morning, he informed them with the back pain, and he didn't even try. He didn't even want to put a jersey on. That's such a high-stake game. Okay, that pissed everybody off. And, Steve Nash said there's pros and cons, for a guy he's never played it with his teammates, goes into a playoff game after such a long inactivity. It's not straightforward, so we shouldn't jump to any conclusions, is what Steve Nash said. But it's still strange, guys, and I hope you guys find it just as strange as I do, because I think it's freaking weird. So what's going to happen? They're obviously going to keep him. I expect him to play next year. I expect Kyrie, Durant, and Simmons to be there. The rest of the team, I have no idea what's going to look like. No idea. Besides Kessler Edwards and Deron Sharp, no idea what the rest of that roster is going to look like, to be honest. But Ben Simmons, jeez, man. That's one weird situation, if I have to say so myself. I don't even know what to say about it, because it's strange. It's first off nothing you personally would ever expect, you know. And with that being said, I think I definitely think it's just a strange series event. That's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this, and what do you think needs to be done? So that's basically my thoughts. I'm gonna leave you guys to it. You know how it is, guys. Till next time. Hope you guys do have a great day, because you know I will. But peace out.